Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we've got a Moyra stamping plate inspired nail design. So this is my very first Moyra plate. So this is the packaging it came in, which I thought was quite nice. Very camo-like, and this is exactly the inspiration for today's video. So this is kind of like their textured plate. So you've got kind of like a camo inspired kind of like, yeah, pattern, I guess. But you also have some other ones. One, as you can see, there's kind of like a tree pattern and some like little dots and stuff. So there's a few little things you can do from this plate, but I got this plate mainly because of the camo effect that they've got on there. So that's exactly what we're going to do today. Whole inspiration, and I really want to show you guys this plate because it's fairly affordable. I mean, it's not super affordable, but they're just reasonably priced in my opinion of how large the images you get and what you can actually do with them, which is fun because of how large the plate is. You can actually get quite a lot of designs out of one plate, which is always great. So and I kind of want to show you guys how easy it is to create a camo with just a plate. I've kind of always wanted to do a camo nail design, always, for as long as I can remember. I've always kind of really liked the camo look, and I've always wanted to make a set like it, and every time I tried, I just hate the way the camo ends up looking. It just really looks, you know, patchy and not very detailed as much as I kind of wanted it to, and it doesn't end up looking as camo as I wanted it to. So having today's plate really kind of made that happen for me today. And you know, I decided to go ahead and mess about with some greys, as you know, as you can see, some grey, whites and blacks, but you can go full on and do like a proper camo, you know, the different shades of greens and stuff like that. So maybe I might look at that, doing that too. But I really like greys, and I do like this like modern style camo look, so I thought that we'll go for that today, especially as I don't have a lot of green stamping polish either. So I thought let's do it this way. So we've got my short, like medium kind of sized coffin shapes. So whenever you see those, you are most likely going to see a stamping set, because those are literally the best for stamping. Even those are not quite the best, they're still a bit too long for stamping. Even shorter ones would be better, but I just can't go any shorter. I love long nails, and this is already kind of not my cup of tea. I love really long nails and super creative nails. So yeah, but I have to use these because they just kind of make it so much easier for the stamping to happen. So we've applied 2 layers of all of those colours. And here is some Glitterbell's Unbelievable Gel in the shade Black. And we're going to use this because I'm going to attempt, so this is probably going to be the most difficult bit ever. You're going to outline a French tip, but only outlining. So I'm kind of placing down a dot where I want the French tip to be, and I'm just winging right now the outline. So this is probably the most difficult bit, but don't be too scared because, you know, you don't have to be perfect at this. As you can see, I already messed it up a little bit. You can make it as thick as you want it or as thin as you want it. You can go in with a clean up brush and clean it up. So this is why I ended up going with. So the bottom part of it is thicker than the top lines, for example, which it wasn't really what I was going for, but it doesn't look bad. So now that you've got that going on and you're curing it as I am right now, it's time to start with our stamping. So I'm going to use my Born Pretty stamping polishes. As you can see, we've got the white and the black. So I'm going to start off with stamping the white down first. And the white is going to be the kind of most, what would you call it, most, like the image is the largest, if that makes sense. So that's why I kind of wanted to go with the white, and then later on we're going to add some black too. So I'm going in with that middle design. I'm placing some of that polish. I'm going to scrape it with my scraper. My scraper is from Clear Jelly, and then I'm using my stamper to pick it up, and that's also from Clear Jelly. And then we're going to stamp it. So you notice that the image itself is too small, like I kind of mentioned earlier, that the nails are a bit too long still for stamping, which is fine. But look, we've got some left. So I kind of ended up like placing it down in a way that it looks like it was supposed to be there. And that way we didn't have to double stamp, we didn't have to waste products. So whenever that's possible, do go ahead and try that, because you know, you don't want to be wasting products and your time and everything. So try and make use of the most of what you can basically from your stamper. So that's one nail done. And we need to repeat this exact same process 2 more times. So the other nail is going to be super easy because you're literally repeating the exact same thing, which is great. And then the kind of French tip nail is going to be a little bit more difficult, but I'll kind of guide you guys on how I did that. But it looks more difficult than it actually is. It's a bit more of like a playing game. You're just kind of trying to make sure you're placing your stamper in a certain way to make it work and stuff like that. So it's really not that hard, trust me. Once you give it a go, it's going to be just fine, which is great. So that's another nail done. Right now it doesn't look very camo-like, but just give it a minute and I promise you it will. So now it's time for the French tip nail. So just in case you're wondering, I always use acetone to clean my plates, always with a lint-free wipe, and then never ever use acetone on your clear stampers or any stamper really. Because you're going to make it all cloudy and that's not what you want. You really want to see where you're stamping. So there we go. So I placed the kind of white image down just up to where the French tip was kind of the lowest part of it. And then I'm kind of trying to place more of the like camo design on the sides. And that's kind of it. So I'm just kind of making it work as much as I possibly can. It's super easy to do, trust me. It's really not that hard. And that's 3 nails now stamped, so we're almost there. So now I'm going to use this other image with my black polish. There we go. I am completely running out of my black polish. I already ordered some and it came, thank God for that. So I always use my black. This is my most favorite black from Born Pretty. It works like a charm. It's super affordable and it's super great. So I highly recommend them. So with that black, it's a smaller design on purpose to kind of create that camo. So you can kind of make it as concentrated as you want to. You can double stamp this down if you really wanted to, but I just wanted it the once, which it looks great there, and you're going to repeat that exact same thing on the other two as well. So I feel like with kind of stamping nails, I feel like they kind of look the best when they're matte top coated. So I'm so sorry because it's autumn, I'm matte top coating nails, and then when I'm stamping, I'm matte top coating nails. So I'm so sorry, you guys are really going to get a lot of matte nails, but I feel like they are so worth it. So I'm really sorry if you're not into matte. You can completely make them glossy if you wanted to, and if you do and you put them anywhere, let me know, because I'm always so curious to see how you guys recreate my sets, if you do your own twist on them, or even as simple as recreating it fully but actually glossy top coating. Obviously, I don't know what one like that would look like, so it would be quite nice to see as well. And to be honest with you also, in case you are wondering what a glossy one would look like, majority of the sets I do, I kind of matte top coat and that's job done. So just before it gets in the lamp, that's kind of what it would look like when you're looking at the video of me top coating. So that's kind of what it would look like, if that helps in any way, in case you don't want them to be matte, if that makes any sense. So I'm just going to finish this nail up. So we're doing the same exact process as we did with the white on this French nail. We are just kind of trying to only place in the area that we want it. So that's almost done. I quite like this nail actually. So now I think I've already wiped this nail down. I never place a sticker down with a glossy like sticky layer because it's just a mess to me. I just prefer to wipe it down. It feels like the sticker sticks on better. So we've got this lined silver sticker. I really like them. I love doing these kind of nail design ideas with these stickers. So you want to place it as in the center as possible. And then once you're happy, just trim the sides so you only of course have the sticker on the nail. And I think we're going to place some crystals on this nail, but I'm not quite sure if we're going to do it before the top coat or after. So we'll see that in a second. I'm just using some nail scissors I've got just to trim them, and they're super sharp scissors. I've never had sharper scissors, and they're only nail scissors. So there's the nail there. There's a bit of excess. So I'm just going to try and trim that as much as possible. But luckily no one's wearing these, so I don't have to be too particular about it. So now that that's done, it's time to top coat these nails. So I'm going ahead and using my matte top coat. Of course, this whole set is going to be matte top coated. So we do have a little bit of crystal placement once the set has been cured, but the crystal placement is very minimal, nothing too crazy. Maybe the black nail has a bit more crystals going on, but yeah, nothing too mad. I feel like I've done worse. Like way too much going on, and I felt like the crystal placement today kind of matched up with the vibe that this nail has, because it's not very girly, it's not very, all pretty and cute. It's a bit more on like you know what I mean. So I feel like the crystals kind of matched it up, but it didn't really like not suit, I think. I'm not quite sure. And this is another set with no glitter. I think I am sick, to be honest. I've just a minute ago voiced another video that had no glitter, so that's a bit weird for me. But yeah, so now here the matte top coated, I really feel like the matte really brought out the camo in the nails. So now that we have this nail all nice and matte, it's time to apply our crystals. So I'm going to follow the line where the silver little sticker is, but only kind of in the center of the nail. And I'm going to place, I have these little silvery I don't know what they are still. They're like charmy things, almost like a crystal-y thing going on. And I'm going to place that in the middle, and then I'm going to place 2 AB crystals on either side. And of course, I'm going to place a bigger one down and then followed by a slightly smaller one. I'm going to do that on both sides. So there I was just kind of picking out and finding the different sizes that I wanted. And that's job done. So if you really wanted to, you could put some caviar beads in between those crystals and give it that extra little look, or you could just leave it be how it is. And that's all that we're doing on that nail. And then for this one, this is, like I said, the slightly more crystalline nail, but still very minimal for what I am capable of anyways. So this one has kind of got like this necklace vibe going on, but very minimal in my opinion anyway. So once again, we're going to place that silver charmy crystal-y thing. Then we're going to place 2 AB crystals on either side, and that's about it. And then we're just going to do some caviar placement, and that's it. So here's my little caviar pot. As you can see, it's a new one. The other one ran out officially, so that's rest in peace, gone. We've got a new one to replace it. So I'm going to place the caviar beads down, kind of following the line we've just created, almost like this necklace effect. So we're going to follow that. We're also going to place some caviar beads in between the AB crystals and that silver little charmy crystal that we got going on. And we're also going to place 3 caviar beads right next to each other at the bottom of that silver crystal. So I'll probably stop talking, let you guys watch this, and I'll come back to you guys once this nail is all nice and done. Okay, so we are just finishing this one up, and here are the final results. So I hope you guys liked it. I really do like how it ended up coming out. I really like the camo, and I'm so glad that I was finally able to actually make a camo set that I actually liked. So super pumped for this set. I hope you guys are too. If you do end up recreating any of my sets, please don't forget to tag me, and hopefully I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys!